I'm Michaela and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you my favorite common plants. And I don't mean common like as an insult. I don't want you to take this the wrong way is why I'm explaining myself. It's just like plants that you can easily find at like garden centers and big box stores, even grocery stores, that I think are nice to look at, easy to take care of, and worth the minimal investment. Okay, so the first one is actually 3, and it is the heartleaf Philodendron. And I think these are so pretty, and they're really easy to grow also. And there are 3 varieties of them that are usually pretty easy to come by. I see them a lot in my area where I live. I live in Missouri in the US. So depending on where you are, they may be more easily accessible or more difficult to find, just depending. But this is just speaking from my experience. So this is the lemon lime heartleaf Philodendron, and it's just like a really pretty neon color. And this one does grow a little bit more slowly, but it's just such a unique color, and it's really pretty. And then the third one, and I think for me at least, this one's definitely the easiest to find, and this was one of my first plants, and that is the Philodendron Brazil. And it just has, oh, it's kind of like a combination of the last 2 plants. It's like a green heartleaf philodendron with lime colored variegation, and it's so pretty. And then when it's receiving a lot of light, it'll get kind of sun stressed and be kind of like a pinky orange like this. So that's really fun too. And yeah, I love all of these and have multiples of all of them, and it is actually still kind of difficult for me to see them and not purchase more, even though I have tons. I do not talk about common plants enough. I love them though. I think it's because in my shop I sell mostly like harder to find plants, just because it's an online shop, so that's what makes the most sense for me to do, because you can find these everywhere, so why would you pay to have it shipped to you, if that makes sense? But like most of the plants that are mine and I keep in my house are just like things you can find anywhere. So yeah, my point is I don't talk about them enough, and they're underrated, so I'm gonna keep showing you more plants. Okay, so the next plant is one that I've had for a really long time. It was actually one of my first plants, and that is the Cebu Blue Pothos. And this one is really dusty, and I didn't really notice it until I was looking at it on this table right in front of me. Yeah, this one just has a really interesting leaf color and shape, and it is not that fussy, which is very fun. And I have seen people like grow them up planks and stuff, and they'll pretty quickly mature and get fenestrations, and I think that's really cool, and I want to try it with some cuttings of this. I just haven't gotten around to it. So but yeah, these used to be kind of harder to find, but I've been seeing them in a lot of garden centers and plant shops lately, so if you go looking, you'll probably find one of these. Okay, so the next one is gonna be kind of hard to show. And I've seen these at I see them a lot at Sam's Club and places like that. So I think these should be pretty easy to find. This is definitely the biggest one. How am I gonna show this? This is a money tree. Oh, this is weird. This is a money tree, and I did not notice it growing all winter, but it is as tall as me now. I'm gonna see if I can somehow show this. Still probably not gonna be able to see, but it's like about the same height as I am now. And I'll just take this off the tripod to show it. Yeah, I've had this one for a long time and it's really easy going and I love it so much. Okay, so the next one will probably come as no surprise. And I know a lot of people don't like this one and struggle with it, but somehow or another I have not had any trouble with these. So that is a Fiddle Leaf Fig. And I'm cropped in way too much for this. Once again, a lot of these plants are really big now. So I'm having a hard time like going and getting them and bringing them back and trying to get them in the frame. Yeah, I have, well, now I have 3 Fiddle Leaf Figs in my house and I just love them. I think for me anyway, they're really easygoing. And 2 of the 3 of them are very sentimental to me. Particularly this one is very, very sentimental to me. I just love these leaves. They almost look fake, but they're definitely not. So, and I'll see if I can show you the whole plant also. Okay, so this next one, I think I actually talk about these a lot. And I have several of them. This is a Syngonium Berry Illusion. And I had a really hard time picking one Syngonium for this. And yeah, there's a lot of really cool Syngoniums that are pretty easy to find. And I would just go for any of them. They're just a really good beginner plant. They're not fussy, but they're really pretty. So yeah. Can't go wrong with a Syngonium. Okay, so the next one is a Pilea peperomioides. I love these so much. This one was actually one of my first plants and it's gotten pretty big. This is actually kind of heavy. I look ridiculous. Oh, and look, there's a coming out the bottom. So this was one of my first plants. I got it for $5 at Menards and it was the only one there. Yeah, I think this is a really cool one and it has a really unique growth pattern and it's not fussy. And I'm just realizing how big a lot of these plants have gotten and it's so cool to see. Like most of these that I'm showing you were some of my very first plants that I ever got and they were small when I got them and they're now like really big, so it's really fun to see that. Yeah, Pilea peperomioides. Okay, so the next one is a Ficus Elastica Taniki. This one, like of all the Ficus Elastica that I have, this one definitely grows the slowest. But I dropped a piece of perlite. But there is something about this variegation that is just so cool. And shockingly, I like this variegation a lot better than the ruby variegation, the Ficus Elastica ruby. Yeah, I think this is a really cool one. It is quite a bit more finicky than the other plants I'm showing on this list, but I think the variegation is just so striking that it makes it worth it for me anyway. So this last one isn't in the best condition, but it is a Scindapsus pictus argyrius and it's looking kind of sparse at the top, but where I have it, I am growing it more for the vine and yeah, it's really accomplishing that. So I think these are just so pretty and let me see if I can show you some leaves. I think that variegation is just really cool and the leaf texture, it's a car alarm. All right, yeah, I'm gonna have to, I I have no patience for that nonsense. Yeah, it's a really cool leaf texture and it's kind of sparkly. And I will say they are kind of prone to putting off runners. So like this situation, but they are pretty easy to propagate. So I just throw those little nodes into a box and 9 out of 10 times get a plant out of it. So yeah, this is definitely one of my favorites. Okay, and this is the last one because dragging these out is for some reason taking way longer than I was anticipating. So I'm running out of time, but this, I should have brought it closer to me. I've showed this plant in a video before. This is a Rapidophora Tetrasperma, and I think the leaf shape is so cool, and it is very, very easy to grow. And I actually cut this plant up in a recent video, and it is already back with a vengeance. I think I don't know. How many months has it been? I guess it's been a few months, but I don't know if you can see. It's already coming back really well. And this is another one that used to be pretty hard to find and really expensive, but it went into tissue culture and they started popping up a lot at plant shops. So that's where I found this, and you can probably find them in like pretty cheap in Facebook groups too. They are really easy to come by now, but definitely worth it in my opinion. Okay, so that is going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I would love to know what your favorite common plants are. So let me know down in the comments, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and follow me on Instagram at Queen City Tropicals, and I'll see you again soon.